Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, and joined as always with me is my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance Michaels. Chance, how are you, man? Here we are a couple days away from WrestleMania, but we're not here to talk about WrestleMania.
Doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Can't complain, man. Like I said, gearing up, the energy's up, everything's beautiful. The Hall of Fame tomorrow night. I don't know. I just get excited at this time of the year. Good card, bad card. It's just WrestleMania season, right? So,
Yeah, it's
you know,
springtime too.
Yeah, absolutely. First day of the regular, yeah, opening day today, right? For baseball. I
Yeah,
think I read this morning. This is the first time since 1968 that all 30 teams will be competing today.
yeah, it was nice to have
Um,
Yankees game already today, a little bit in the morning.
yeah, Judge started off right with the home run
First
in
to
his
bat,
bat.
yeah,
There
sweet.
you go. So there you go. And that
Fun.
pitcher clock, I think a lot of fans are having fun with that. I haven't seen any highlights yet. It just kind of got in the door and
On the Yankees game, they didn't have the pitcher clock on the screen, so you couldn't see it if you're watching from home. So maybe they will change that later, but
yeah, I
we'll
know. I didn't
see.
see anything, but the fans were having fun with it. I guess they could see the countdown, so they're
They
kind
can
of
see it at the park, yeah.
yeah. So apparently it's fun. Who knows? Who would have thought that a countdown clock would be fun that way for a pitcher
Yeah,
anyway?
we'll see
But
how it plays out.
I don't think it's fun for the pitcher, but I think it's fun for the fans, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, man, let's get right into it. Uh, David David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Las Vegas, MGM Grand Garden. We were there. I was there. You were there in spirit, brother. Um, wow, what a weekend.
Good fights. It's good four fights. Solid card.
Yeah, man. 36-hour whirlwind in and out. I'll probably change it to 48 hours, a full 48 hours, opposed to 36. The 36 was
Yeah, getting there Friday at dinner time is a little bit late because that day is pretty much a write-off, right?
it's
But
pretty much a write-off, right? And at that point, most of the guys that you were trying to kind of find or kind of generate a conversation with or anything like that, it's pretty limited because most of those guys are all locked up. Their teams are locked up for the most part. You got the one or two guys that are kind of hanging out. I got to meet Benavidez's dad on Friday night. He was one of the fellows kind of just chilling around. Other than that, Friday night was pretty quiet, I'll be honest. It was WWE was in MGM
yeah,
that night as
SmackDown,
well.
yeah.
So there were a lot of people around, but I mean, even the wrestlers, they don't really come through the casino. They just leave through the underground where the garden is, right? So you didn't really get to see anyone of
I've
that
only ever seen
caliber.
one wrestler at the MGM, and that was Triple H, but he's doing a live interview there. But I haven't
Yeah,
had
so
it come through.
I think those guys just move fast because the next night they were in Utah. So I mean, they don't waste any time. But Saturday, man, wow, what a day. What a day.
Solid card,
Uh,
best card of the year so far.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, every fight on this card was phenomenal. Let's start with Cody versus Abel Ramos. You know what? Cody won. I totally thought he won. I mean, this
He
is me
won.
watching from the stands. I noticed that the pressure was great, but I mean, it, I think it was in the eighth round where he finally came out to the center of the ring and started fighting him in the center of the ring. And then he went back to pressuring him again. I almost feel that if he kept, fighting in the center of the ring, he would have finished him, in my opinion.
I thought Cody
Um,
was going to finish him before the fight. That was my prediction. He didn't do that. He almost went down 11th round, dude. They scored a knockdown. The replay overturned it. But Cody, Ramos hit him hard. Kobe was rocked there.
no, there were a couple moments where Ramos
Yeah.
hit him hard and got him pretty good. And thankfully, this is the one thing I'll say, watching it live, the way they handled that knockdown and in between rounds and how fast they made the decision. Boxing did a good job on that night. That's one
Yeah.
good thing I'll say they did a really good job on. Here's the one thing I'll take, I don't want to criticize Cody in any way. I mean, he was fighting under a lot of distress. He was fighting under a lot of emotion. There was so much, lead up,
His birthday, his dad passing away.
all of it, right? So, there's so much there that he's dealing with emotionally, just the lead up to the fight, the cancellation of the fight, everything. It's just like an accumulation. And to be composed, to stay composed, to be able to control all of that and still come out with the victory really solid. The only thing I would have to say for him in terms of what I think he needs to improve on, and again, I'm in no place, I'm just a spectator, I'm just a fan. But when he's coming forward the way he was in the fight, I noticed a lot of the times he was just coming forward and eating shots. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see him be able to throw at least a jab or a combination, but for sure a jab while he's coming in to kind of protect himself a little bit more. And I think that if he goes up in competition, that strategy won't help him. Not saying
Well,
that
like I was saying to you when I was watching the fight, like, yeah, he won, and I'm glad he won, but we got to call it as we see it. We got to call a ball, a strike, a strike. He keeps coming forward like that on Earl Spence with Earl's hand speed. Cody's going to go to the canvas.
yeah,
Earl's too quick and too skilled, too much precision. And Cody's been rocked his last couple fights. So he needs to, I don't know, he looked kind of, he's great cardio. He's tough. He's strong. I love the guy, but
pressure
he
was
looks,
amazing.
yeah, the pressure's going to be, he looks slow to me. The shots and his hand movement, he looks slow. A little bit slow for what it's Errol Spencer Crawford. That's just what
Well,
I see.
well, like I said, I mean, another step in the right direction, right? So he
Oh
can
yeah, he's
take,
number one
you
ranked
know,
WBC welterweight, so he's gonna
so
get a title shot.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
saying he's gonna fight the winner of Ugos versus Barrios.
I think that makes the most sense for him right now. That'd be great because I mean, I think it's fair to say that Ugos is the official gatekeeper of the division now, right?
Yeah,
You beat Ugos, then you are basically into that realm of those guys. Um, Speaking of which, I think I have another great idea for a match that came out of this card, but we'll get to there in a minute. But overall, like I said, I think Cody did really well. I'm really
he did. He
proud.
did awesome.
You
He
know,
won
I'm
the
proud.
fight,
I'm
which is all that
proud of him.
matters.
Absolutely. You know, coming out there with everything that he was carrying, right? You know, like I mean, the guy handled it, right?
He
He
did.
took it.
Great
He
cardio,
fought with
amazing
it.
cardio.
No, 100%. And I mean, the amount of pressure he was putting on him, though. You know, I feel like from watching in the stands, he had able against the ropes a lot of the night. But again, you don't see all those shots that he was eating trying to get him there, right? You know,
Yeah, I
so
know.
I think that's where he needs to kind of improve. Now, the next fight, Chris Colbert against Venezuela. Your thoughts on it initially?
It was a good fight, man. It was a good fight. A lot of controversy. I mean, I thought Colbert won myself, but what do you think?
Okay, well, when I was in the crowd, again, it watching it live is amazing, but watching it on television is a blessing, if that makes sense.
Well, you see more. You miss stuff live. You can't see
Yeah,
certain angles. You grab your
yeah,
pop, you turn your head, somebody's yelling in your face.
yeah,
You miss a lot. You don't
yeah.
even
So
realize it.
no, so when I was sitting in the crowd, when I was watching it, I'll be honest, after that first round knockdown, you know, the overhand left there, um, he got him nicely. He tagged him, he brought him down, he came back up, and there were a few moments in the fight where it looked like you know the referee was going to stop it. From my vantage point, anyways, when he had Colbert in the corners and he was just kind of working him in there, right? I'm like, oh my god, like this guy's, you
Yeah.
know, how can he lose, right? That's just because I'm watching it from that perspective. Now let's be honest here. Venezuela's a puncher. He's a boxer, yes, but he's, you know, he's more puncher than he is boxer, right? And I think what they did here is they tried to change the game plan a lot in the sense that they wanted him to be more of a boxer against Colbert and stay away from what he is, considering, you know, how devastating a loss that he took in his last fight. I almost feel that was a bad strategy, or
I
maybe
think
start
so.
with that and, you know, revert back to your punching way, because when he knocked him, all of a sudden Colbert's coming back and he's fighting with a sense of not fear, but you know, what's the word
He
I'm
was
looking for?
hesitant.
He was hesitant, but not fear, like more a sense of hesitation, right?
Yeah, he was hesitant. Yep.
Because he didn't want to get struck again. But Colbert, being an amazing boxer that he is, like this guy has a great ring IQ, and people forget that he jumped up weights here for this fight as well. After the fight, he said he's going back to 130.
Yeah.
And again, here's the blessing of being able to go back and watch it on a monitor. I thought at the time in the crowd, I thought that Venezuela was wrong.
Don't
To be
forget you get
fair,
caught up in the hype of the crowd, people cheering for a certain guy. You kind of
very,
you get swayed
very,
a little bit, right?
very pro Latin crowd, very pro Mexican crowd, absolutely throughout the whole night, right? I mean, this was a very Mexican heavy card. If you think about it, Colbert was the only black guy on the card.
Yeah.
There were more white guys on this card than there were black guys.
Which is not very common in boxing right now.
Well,
So
North American boxing. Right.
yeah,
So that was kind of cool, kind of interesting to see as well. But like I said, I guess I fell in with the crowd from what I saw, the kind of angles that I got from it all. I thought, oh my God, he got robbed, right?
yeah,
But going back, I saw like, okay, Venezuela got outboxed for most of the fight,
he did.
to be honest. Right. After that knockdown, after the couple flurries that he had in maybe the seventh and ninth, I think it was. I could be wrong, or it could be sixth or eighth. Pardon me. You know, I really feel like Colbert won. And
I think so.
I I met both guys after the fight. Venezuela, he put up a brave face. He was really generous and awesome to stop and chat quickly with us. Also to kind of meet Colbert after who incidentally he had no crowd around him, man. He was just standing off to the side by the
Some guys
check-in.
might not people don't recognize. He's not like a well-known name, right? That could be part of it.
Can't miss a guy with the big yellow stripe up his head, man.
Yeah, you can't miss him, but some people don't even recognize. Like, well, who is this guy? He's not a well-known name if you're not a hardcore fan, right?
Well, former world champion, but again, this is the case for most of these boxers, right?
Yeah, that's a thing. Not like a Canelo or a Tyson Fury where instantly you know who they are, even if you don't watch boxing.
Yeah, so but Colbert looked, he didn't look dejected, but he looked a little pissed off that people were not,
attention. Stars love it. Celebrities love the attention.
No, it wasn't the intention. It wasn't the intention. I don't think it was that at all. I think it was more the fact that, like, when I approached him, I said, "Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? Great fight." He goes, "Thanks, man." And can I grab a picture? And I said, we do what we do. Gave him a card. Said he'd come on, so I'm gonna hold him to that. But he just needs a little bit of time, he said. So let's see how that works out. But he didn't look like a guy who just want to fight. That's where I'm coming with it.
Yeah.
And he looked like, like, why are you doubting me sort of a deal. But again, here we are. It is what it is. All right, let's go on to the mismatch of the night. I hate to say it, man. A lot of respect, but where was it here? Where did I write it down? Yeah, Jesus Ramos against Joey Spencer. Now, let's keep in mind, nobody wants to fight Jesus Ramos.
No.
Nobody wants to fight him. For him to get a fight, it's very hard these days because of how good he is. And respect to Joey Spencer, he called him out.
He stepped in there, yeah.
He stepped in there. He said this is for respect. But I think, Joey Spencer, you just set yourself back a little ways back now. I think there's different ways of getting respect in boxing. Build up your name, fight guys of your caliber, fight guys of your
but you got to give him credit for stepping in there against a guy who's feared, right? He just shows he's got no fear, he's got the heart, and he went for it. So I got to give him credit for that. A lot of guys don't do that.
No, I give him all the credit in the world. I have nothing but love and respect for Joey Spencer. I just unfortunately think it was a bad decision on his part.
It wasn't mismatched,
right? Jesus. I mean, he's good at what he does. I mean, he creates space. He works the inside and the outside the same. Like, you just don't know where he's coming from. This guy is truly a force to be reckoned with.
Oh, yeah.
He's so good, in my opinion. And this is another one of those fights that we should be making, in my opinion. You ready?
Let's hear it.
Both these athletes are good, and so good that they'll make the bottom half of the top 10 look really bad. But the top 5 don't want to fight either one of these guys. And I'm talking about Jesus Ramos. And can you guess who the other guy is?
That doesn't want to fight him?
No. Who he should fight next, in my opinion.
I don't know where you're going. Who do you think?
Boots Ennis, man.
You think so? Boots? Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
Boots and him are probably
both undefeated.
Both are at the same level, though, in the terms of, like I said, no one in the bottom top 10 would beat them or look good against them. But the top 5 guys don't want the trouble that they could possess and bring to them.
That's true, but they also don't have that big of a name yet to make that big money fight too. But yes, you're totally right.
But those are the 2 guys that should. Yeah, but see, in order to get to that next money fight level, one of those top 5 guys has to be able to step up and fight them, and then you get there, right? That's what's holding them back right now. I mean, at the end of the day, like we've discussed this so many times here, Chance. I mean, there's only 5 guys in boxing who carry a payday. The rest of these shows are basically what we saw on, it's a great card for boxing. It's a great card for a boxing fan, but there were not that many casual fans involved in this, right? Casual fans will get involved in the Tank Garcia fight.
Yeah,
that's the next casual fan fight.
Right? They should do a million pay-per-view buys.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I said, there's only a handful of pay-per-views a year that the casual fan will get involved in. Yeah. We're all saying, analysts, other people, other reporters, other podcasts, other people in the business are all saying this is an amazing boxing card. Yeah, if you're a boxing fan, if you follow the sport, you don't have to be diehard, but if you are a boxing fan, you will know this was a great card.
It was solid.
Right? So that's what I mean. It's just like, so even for them to get to that echelon, for a payday or whatever, they need to get into that top 5. And I think
Yep.
those two fighting, no one can deny them a shot at the top 5 then.
It'll be a heck of a fight. I hope it happens. I'd love to see it.
I think it'd be a great fight. I mean, right now, both guys are just kind of spinning their wheels, fighting these guys, that really they shouldn't be fighting. It's not helping them. If anything, it's just padding their records. And
Yeah.
then when they do go up and they look at their record and go, oh, they're undefeated. Yeah, but he fought it, no disrespect. I'm just saying Joey Spencer because he was the latest victim of this, right?
Yeah.
It's just kind of like this is where you can get that great fight. That's just my opinion. That's what my take is.
Yeah.
All
No,
right,
I agree
man.
with you on that.
All right, man, let's move on to the main event here. Benavidez against Caleb Plant. A lot of bad blood coming into this fight. And this is why boxing is so great after it. They squashed it. They may not necessarily be friends or hang out and, have family picnics together or anything like that. But I mean, that the respect is there between the two of them. Benavidez, man. What can I say?
First half of the fight, Caleb had it to about round 6, and then he was getting hurt, slowing down, shots to the body, shots to the head. Benavidez broke him down, and then from then on into the last half of the fight, I can't believe Caleb didn't drop in the 11th round, 12th round. He was just getting hammered, but he stood up, man. He said he can't break the poor boy's chin.
Yeah, well, I call that the Baylor effect. Kenny Bayless,
Yeah, he was getting criticized big time for his refing on that.
Yeah, like he was getting in there way too much. Even from where I was watching, you could see like, okay, come on, Kenny, come on.
Well, you heard the commentators were saying it was over the top.
Yeah, right. And
he's a skilled ref. He's done a lot of championship fight. He knows better. He just had a bad night, I think.
I think he had a bad night, and I met him afterwards. I got a picture with him as well, and you could just look at him too. He's just waiting to get out of there.
Yeah,
he didn't really want to be in there at all, right?
He knew, but yeah, no, I mean, like I said, Caleb was out boxing the first half of the fight, and then Benavidez just hit some big shots. Benavidez started slow, and then from 6 rounds and on, it was all Benavidez, and I just can't believe Caleb didn't drop. Like you said, Bayless helped Caleb by breaking him up every time they tie up, and he's getting in there way too much. But hey, Benavidez is a beast, dude. He
is, and I always feel. I think the one mistake I feel like, again, this is me going back and watching it again. I'll be honest, I watched this one twice, right?
And Benavidez' next fight is not Canelo, because Canelo said today he's fighting Bivol in September.
And that's what I told you guys, man. That's what I told everybody. This is the only way this fight's going to happen for and this is unfortunate for David now, right? I mean, how is that fair? Like now you're basically looking to next May, over a year before you get that fight.
Yeah, he'll either fight Bivol or Canelo, one of the two. Yeah.
Right. So, well, I mean, Canelo's saying he's going to fight him in September, so this next fight's going to happen in May.
No, I'm saying he'll fight the winner of that. Benavidez might get the winner of Bivol, Canelo, maybe next year.
Well, no, because Bivol, he's going back up to 175.
Well, yeah, but Bivol, what are they fighting? A 175 or 160 the next fight?
No. Yeah, Canelo, he wants to go back up to Bivol.
He's going back up? Okay.
Yeah. That's why he's fighting John Ryder, so then he doesn't have any mandatories or anything in place to get him out of the way, right? But the fight, like, I think he should go after Bivol after. This is the fight that should happen. This is the next fight. That's just my opinion. I don't think it's right, because what's David supposed to do now? What if he takes another fight and he gets clocked on? I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but in the sport of boxing, anything can happen. Just like that.
He'll get his turn. He'll get his turn at Bivol and the guys. He'll get his chance.
I know he'll get his chance, but a year? It's a long time.
If he wants to fight the big dogs, is he probably going to have a tune-up fight in between and then challenge somebody?
I think you almost have to, though, just not to have any ring rust. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, Canelo will have more fights under his belt going into that one than he would.
Well, look what Joshua's doing. Look what Joshua's doing on Saturday. It's a tune-up fight just to make him look good. Same thing Wilder did. Knock the guy out every talk to him. This is the fight Joshua's having. He's going to win it, probably finish the guy, and we'll talk about him fighting Fury in the summer. He shouldn't even be fighting a guy like this, but this is how boxing is.
Are we moving on? Are we moving on to Joshua Jermaine Franklin now?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah. Well, look. Here's what I'll say though. For the Plant fight, just to go back to that really quickly, I feel that Caleb showed everything he was going to do in that first round. Do you know what I mean? Like he showed him the whole game plan. He came out strong, but the hugging, it's way too much gripping, man.
Yeah,
too much clinching, right? I just thought
he was scared of the power.
He was scared of the power, right? He just knew that if he could wear him down and keep clinching him, and then he'll tire him down. So it'll be, it won't be as powerful, or he won't have as
Yeah.
much oomph behind it in the later rounds. I could see where he was going with it, but I got to say a lot of respect to David for being patient and not buckling under
waited it
that
out.
pressure. He waited it out. He waited for his opportunity. He is a true Mexican monster. I saw this one guy arguing the difference between Canelo fighting Caleb and the way David fought him. Is that, there was no point in the fight where, Caleb looked like he was winning half the fight, then he lost the second half. Like he was, Canelo was kind of constant throughout the whole fight with him. So
Yeah.
based on that, he feels that he would beat him up, like that he would beat Benavidez up, right? Now,
Like Canelo would?
yeah,
What do you
yeah,
mean
that
Plant would?
no, Canelo would beat David Benavidez when they fought, based on how both guys fought.
Yeah.
Right. My thinking is this: I mean, the patience and the resolve that David Benavidez showed for those 6 rounds, considering how Bayless, the kind of night that Bayless was having, considering that he wasn't able to get anything really started, to have that patience and that IQ to know, with all the emotion, again, there's a lot of emotion in this fight, right?
Oh
To hold
yeah.
it all
They
in,
hate
to
each
control
other.
it, this and that, and then to come out the way he did and just dominate it the way he did. And god damn, man, that man has a chin and a half,
Oh dude, what heart, what grit. It was
right?
a
Like
great main event. Great
it
main
was.
event.
The
Yeah.
whole card was great. On that note, man, I tell you what, it was so good in there. Um, it was loud. My ears were ringing when I walked out.
Oh dude, yeah. The crowd was passionate. You could hear it.
Yeah, that crowd,
Loud,
and there was
intense.
this amazing fight in the crowd as well that I saw right in front of us. It was amazing. Respect to the PD down there. Those guys broke it up fast, man. One of those guys fighting took a swing at the cop as well.
Just
So
two
it was,
fans going at it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then when the cops came, the Las Vegas Police Department came in, I saw they grabbed the one guy. He turned around and knocked the police down.
Oh, not good.
And then 2 more came, and then I guess that was the end of him. But
What an idiot.
that was a spirited fight, man. A lot of star power out for this too, man.
Yeah, Mayweather was there.
Mayweather was there, and he doesn't really come out to many fights per se unless he's participating in them, right? So Mayweather was out there. Deontay was out there. Sean Porter was out there. I believe Haney was out there. Yeah, man, it
It
was
was
a lot.
start pack.
Lots and lots of people out there. All in all, a good night. Highlight for me would have been meeting David Benavidez, meeting Venezuela, Colbert, getting an opportunity with all these guys after they fought, which is an amazing thing for them to
Meeting
do.
Mighty Maxwell, the one and only.
Meeting Mighty Max as well, man. Got a quick opportunity with him. Unfortunately, we couldn't record any content. They shut us down inside the arena. We have to have media.
Yeah, they don't
passes
because
to
some
do
people
that.
go to the fights, they live stream it, you know what I mean, on their phone on a YouTube page or something silly like that, right? So
We were in the lobby by the phone booth.
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
We were we didn't have any poster as a background. I literally set up the tripod in the phone booth, in the little phone stall.
They still shut you down, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they're strict with that.
but
They gotta be, right? Because people do
no,
silly
no,
stuff.
that's fine. And a testament to these guys. I'll say this honestly, like, these guys all fought and they're coming out and they just want to go wherever they need to go. But to stop
Yeah.
and take pictures and everything like that, and to
That's
give
how you
the
get new
time.
fans, though, right?
No, I get it. I get
And you
that.
change your image. Like, look, we thought Tiafimo was a bad guy. We met him, talked to him, picture with us. We're like, oh, we like the guy. You know what I mean? So they're smart with that too.
No, I get it. But I mean, I get it. You're building your brand. We're building our brand. Everyone's hustling. Even after the fight, you're still hustling. I get that completely. But considering what you've just gone through and everything,
Did you see Top Dollar at the fight?
I didn't see Top Dollar, man. Did you reach out to him at all?
No, not for a while.
Man, you should have told him that I was in town. You know who was in town and I didn't even meet? Ronnie Rios was in town too.
Was he? I didn't even know.
He was. I only noticed it when I looked at his Instagram story.
Was he at the fight or no?
I think he was there with the family vacation, man. I think he went to Circus Soleil and shit.
Oh, okay, cool. Good
Based on
guy.
his Instagram, yeah, awesome guy. I wish I had known. I would have loved to have met up with him. But I think for me, even though you haven't asked me, I'm going to tell you anyways. The highlight of my night was meeting the legendary Stitcher Duran. Hands down, fucking legend, man. Pure
Great guy.
Oh, dude, I tell you what. So it was 3 p.m. I had just gotten off the phone with you. I got the
That's your
tickets.
spot. Johnny Rockets, baby, at MGM.
Well, it's the stupidest decision I ever made, but also the best decision I made, right? So, okay, so based on where I was staying in Vegas, um, my options were an Uber or monorail or a bit of a walk to the MGM.
Yeah,
I said, fuck it, it's a beautiful day. I got off the phone with you. I'd been kind of waiting around the area that we were in to see what was going to happen.
yeah.
Once I knew what the plan was, I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to walk. So it's about 12 o'clock now, noon, and I started walking from our
About a
place.
45-minute walk. About
Yeah, I
that
did.
hour.
I did it in about an hour and five. I did actually timed it. It was an hour and 5 minutes, but that's me also stopping, looking at things, taking a picture here and there,
Yeah,
some sights, and just kind of have a, I guess it's a brisk leisurely walk. So
yep.
it took me about an hour and 5 minutes to get there. But when I got there, I was feeling a little peckish, but I said, okay, you know what? Let me just kind of go out there and see what's happening, just get a scope of the scene. No one was really around per se. I did run into a couple people here and there, and that was really fun. I got to meet up with some of the hosts from Showtime. So that was really cool. Some of those guys are saying that they'd love to come on the show as well. So I'm gonna reach
Cool.
out to them and trying to set some of that up. In fact, one of them is hosting the combat lead. What's his name? Flores.
Oh, nice. Brian
Yeah,
Flores.
yeah. Ray Flores.
Ray Flores. Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So he's the guy I took a picture with.
yeah.
He
By the
and I
ring.
both in the Rocky shirts. That was
Yeah,
classic, right? And great minds think alike. Yeah, so he's actually doing the hosting for the tournament that's going on
that
right
kicked
now,
off
actually.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kicked off. So congratulations and good luck to Angel. We're following it. Hope everything comes back good for him, and we'll give you guys some updates once we know a little bit more about it, and some of the results about it. So I'm at Johnny Rockets, yeah?
Yep.
I'm hungry now. It's about 3 o'clock. I got off the phone with you. I have a peace of mind. I feel a bit calmer now that I have tickets in my hand. Everything is beautiful. I
Ready
said,
to
okay,
roll.
I got to eat something because I'm really, really hungry because I haven't eaten yet. And, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll go off the strip and grab something just down the road. But I'm thinking, fuck, I've already walked so much. It's been an hour before the fight start.
Yeah.
I wanted to be in there for all of them. I wanted to watch all the fights. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Okay, let's just go to the food court here. I went to Johnny Rockets. $45 later, people do not eat at the hotel food court. Okay. That's basically bloody hell, man. I basically, for one burger
What'd
and
you get?
fries, I got a double bacon cheeseburger. Yeah, I know it's horrible, but man, it is what
Was
it
it?
is at
Did it
that
taste
point.
good though?
For $45, I licked the paper. It was so good. I'm just saying,
Was
right?
it
Just
good
get it.
though?
Yeah, it was really good. It
Yeah.
was made fresh. I'll
Well,
give them that. The burger was really good. The fries were good. The Nutella milkshake I had was delicious too.
I want to go to that Wolfgang Puck Bar and Grill that or that pizza that he's got at MGM. It's supposed to be killer in there, but it's always such a big lineup to get in.
You know what? I could have probably gotten in on the Friday night, but again, it's one of those kind of places you don't want to be sitting by yourself and eating,
No, 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 not there. No.
right? So, anyways, I got the burger. I'm sitting down. I'm eating it, and all of a sudden, I see Stitch Duran walking towards me. And I'm all
Nice.
like, at this point, I'm like, fuck, man, why did I waste $45 in a hamburger, man? Like, that's just bad choice, bad call, as Sam said, bad call.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because
Yeah.
here comes the legend, Stitch Duran. This guy's been doing what he's doing since I was a little boy, not to date him or myself, but the man had jet black hair at one time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was surreal, and I marked out. So I quickly wolfed down my burger as fast as I can, and I'm looking over, and I'm all like, "What do I do?" Because he was holding a tray of drinks with 4 drinks on it. Do I approach him before he's about to have a meal? I know that's not cool. I don't think many people would respect that. I don't want to be that guy. But when in the hell am I ever going to see Stitch Duran again? Like
Yeah.
this, in this environment. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to take my shot. I'm going to take my shot. So I walked up to him. I said, Mr. Duran, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. How are you? I've been watching you since I was a little boy. He goes, oh, yeah, where are you from? I go, I'm from Vancouver, sir. He goes, oh, you know what? When I was up in Vancouver one time, I was covering the UFC, and he went into the story about
Nice.
the time in Vancouver at UFC and how he loved the city. He goes, oh, what do you do? I go do a boxing podcast. Because you know what? I'd love to come on. I didn't even ask him to come on at this point, man. The
Sweet.
dude already said I would love to come on. And we exchanged information. And after the fight, even I think you've seen it on Instagram. If not, guys, go check it out. I got an exclusive before anyone else did, I think. Because I mean, he was the one working on Plant Sci, right?
Yep.
So I got to ask him point blank, how bad was the eye and how did it affect the fight? You know, we got the answer. So it's out there, man. We got one of the first exclusives, you know.
That's true.
That was really dope, man. That was really cool.
So
As a
Johnny
kid-
Rockets paid off.
I'll tell you what, man, that one time it did. I'll give it that, right? Respect to Johnny Rockets, good burger, good milkshake. Everything was beautiful, but I don't think I ate after that because I think I did my whole food budget in. No, just joking. But
Still
yeah,
in there, that's for sure.
all in all, beautiful experience, beautiful time. Weather wasn't atypical Vegas weather. He still needed a hoodie even during the daytime. It's just a wind. It's just that breeze.
Yeah, that desert wind, yeah.
You know, and it's kind of chilly still. So, but overall, man, a beautiful, beautiful experience. I wish I had maybe 12 more hours.
That's what I'm saying. 4 nights is too long, 2's too short, 3's perfect.
Yeah, and I think, you know, next time we go down, let's aim for an early Friday morning flight.
Yeah.
Because you know,
And a late Sunday comeback, maybe Sunday afternoon. So I got up so early on Sunday morning.
you know, I don't even mind that. That's okay.
No?
It bleeds right into the evening because by the time you're finished and everything, you go back to the hotel, you might snooze for an hour and a half,
Then it's time to go.
and you're ready to go. And plus, here's the thing, Chance, I didn't drink all weekend except for maybe one can of beer, right? And I bought that only just out of nostalgia. But other than that, I think it also
Yeah, if you don't
helped-
drink, then you can get up on a couple hours of sleep. Then you're good
yeah,
to go.
right. So that's the other beauty of it. Like, you know, not being a drinker per se and whatnot, it really didn't affect me, right? Was I tired when I got back? Yeah, a little bit, you know, not too bad, but nothing major. I think, you know, that's you really see how much more you can accomplish without the alcohol,
Absolutely.
right? So very successful trip, very, very happy with the results of the fight, the experience, and the potential that we have coming from this experience, my man. I don't want to say any more than I've already
Lots
said,
of potential, yeah.
but there's a lot of
good interviews on
potential,
the way.
a lot of great interviews on the way, and some live
We'll give
location.
you fans a hint. We might be in Renton, Washington in the summertime. You guys can figure out what we mean by that.
Yeah, I know, definitely. We got the All-Star game in Seattle, so we're definitely going to be there for that.
Oh yeah, I can't wait
I've
for
already, well, dude, I've already blocked it off, man. I don't
that. Oh
care
yeah,
whose
no, we're going to
birthday it
All-Star
is.
game.
I don't care if it's someone's housewarming party. I
Home
don't
run
care if
derby,
it's
All-Star
someone.
game. We'll make a stop at a boxing gym on the way.
Absolutely. Well, the boxing gym would be past
After.
Safeco.
Yeah, after,
Past.
so 30
we
minutes
can-
out.
You're 30 minutes out. But like I said, man, we'll figure everything out. But
Yep.
again, I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to put it out into the universe until we have it in our hands. But that being said, guys, you know what? This last couple of months have been phenomenal for us.
We've been doing good.
We've been hitting the mark on things that I didn't think I knew we'd hit these marks, but they're happening, man. And I'm really happy. And Chance, thanks, man.
Thank you.
No, thank
We're
us
doing
both,
good.
man. No, we're doing great, brother. All right, very quickly. I already get a sense of where you're gonna go with this, but I kind of have a little bit of a different take on it.
Yeah.
This Sunday kicks off a really cool month of boxing in the month of April. Now, these guys have a lot of balls going up against WrestleMania, but then again, it makes sense they're in the UK. We're talking Anthony Joshua against Jermaine Franklin at the O2 in London. I guess it doesn't interfere with WrestleMania per se. It might run into the pre-show, but other than that, I don't think they're going to be too affected. I think just based on what you were saying earlier, this is just basically a tune-up fight for Joshua. I will agree with you, but you cannot sleep on Franklin, man.
No, Franklin's tough. I thought he beat Dillian White too. He lost a decision, but I thought it could have went to him. He's a good fighter. He's game. It won't be a walk in the park. He's not going to put him out in a few rounds. He'll hang around. He said he's actually changed his diet. Franklin lost some weight for the fight.
He's lost a lot of weight, man. He's got a
I hope he wins. I'm cheering
six-pack
for
and
him.
everything. Like, you know, I feel like, you know, Joshua is coming in with Derek James, and Derek James is, you know, trainer of the year, and
He could highly have him, yeah.
so
Joshua's lost 3 out of 5, so he wants his fight bad.
well, he needs his fight bad if he wants anything else. Otherwise, you know, it's I'm not saying it's time for the pasture, but I mean, I don't really know where he goes from here. You know what I mean?
If he wins this fight, which he should, you're going to see Fury Joshua in the summer. Fury has to have a big fight. Joshua has to have a big fight.
Yeah, I almost feel still it's not the time for Joshua to fight him. I just don't think
Fury
that's the
needs a
right
big fight.
fight.
Fury
I
can't,
get it. I
right?
get it. I get it. Like a lot of people say, like, hey, he's starting with a new trainer. Yeah, but so did Joshua, or so did Fury. I
Yeah.
mean, after the first Deontay fight, he went from what's his face? Oh God, I can't remember his name, the British trainer, and
Who's?
Tyson.
Yeah, yeah. He
Yeah,
switches
yeah.
trainers too. Yeah,
Yeah, then he went to Kronk, right?
yeah.
And then, training with Kronk and everything, he's training with Sugar Hill. So I mean, going into the Deontay fight, I mean, he only had what, maybe 6, 7 months with Sugar Hill by that point before they
About
even
that. Yeah,
fought. So it's about the same amount of time that Joshua is going in with James. So I don't know. I don't know how much more change you're gonna see. I think you're gonna see a different Joshua, to be honest.
you'll have a different game plan.
Right. I think a lot of people might be kind of sitting on the fact that he looked exactly the same, even though he switched trainers for the second Usyk fight. I mean, I think Rob McCracken was sitting on the couch thinking, "Fuck, I could have done this
You
if
only can
this is
change
how
so
he was
much.
going
He's
to fight."
33 years old, right? You can have a different game plan and different strategy, but you are what you are at a certain point, especially at 33.
No, that's
Right?
100%, right? So I mean, but that's the same with all of them, though, right? Like, I
Yeah,
mean, I think the only
absolutely.
one who kind of changed anything was Tyson Fury, which kind of makes him special. I mean,
Yeah,
Deontay looked good for about a round and a half, maybe 2 rounds against Tyson until he kind of reverted back to the way he was fighting before. Right?
yeah,
Maybe 4 rounds, 4 rounds. I'll give him up till the fourth round. And then after that, Deontay kind of reverted back to his style, right? Um, you know, Joshua didn't look anything spectacular or any different or showed anything different in the second Usyk fight with the new trainer. Whereas Tyson gained more power. He already had the skill and the technique. He was always being a great boxer. Just that power that he accumulated from Sugar Hill
yeah.
was
It's
insane.
crazy.
So yeah, but I'll say this: Joshua by decision. I don't think it's going to be easy. I won't be shocked if Jermaine. Well, I guess I would be shocked a little bit, but I shouldn't be shocked if Jermaine wins. Jermaine says he's going to come in there and try to knock him out. I don't see that happening,
I don't see that happening either.
but I'm going to say Joshua by decision. I don't think he gets a knockout on him either, though.
I think he's gonna get a TKO. I think the ref will stop at around 10.
You think
Joshua.
so?
Be a
Okay, Joshua
TKO.
TKO round 10, and
Although I want Franklin to win. That's my pick on who I think's gonna win. But I'm sure for Franklin.
yeah, well, I'm going for Joshua only because I think I like to just see that big ticket fight again, right?
Yeah, I know.
There's
I hear you on
something
that.
about that. That's why I'm probably going for him, but I won't be sad if Franklin wins either. I'll probably be happy for him if he wins as well, right? But I
Yeah.
will go with Joshua, and I will like to see Joshua win just because the future is now. And
Yes, have a big fight.
yeah. So we got that. All right, man. You got anything on this day in boxing
I
history or
do.
anything?
I
What do you
do.
got,
I
brother?
do. 1984, one of your favorites, Mr. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, knocked out Juan Roldan, sorry, in Las Vegas. 10th round. Actually, Hagler went down in the early rounds, and then he got back up. Ended up finishing him round 10. One of his toughest fights. Both men are dead. Rest in peace. 1984, Las Vegas. Check it on YouTube. Anybody who hasn't seen it. Great fight.
Absolutely phenomenal fight. One of those fights where you see the true grit, the tenacity.
Roldan came to fight, man. He put him down.
Oh no, he put him down. But that's what I'm saying about Sugar. Yes, I'm a Hagler guy, self-professed. I mean, but Hagler showed in that fight that you can be knocked down, and just
Come back and
that
win.
grit, that determination, that
Yeah.
energy. That's only Marvin Hagler for you, brother, man. That was
Yeah.
a gorgeous time to be a boxing fan. A phenomenal time. I mean, the talent was just out of this world.
It was. Yeah.
Beautiful time for
39
boxing.
years ago today.
Beautiful time for boxing. All right, guys. I tell you what, we're gonna wrap it up here. We got some things coming up along the way. Just a quick. We will be coming at you guys Saturday and Sunday after both nights of WrestleMania. Just a quick review show. Tell you what we thought and what we know. Chance, very quickly, go check it out. Both cards, both nights have been released, so we know
I've
what's
seen it,
gonna
and
be.
I like that out there.
Yeah.
They made that on night one.
Yeah, so they're starting night one, and
No, they're main event now. They changed it.
they're going to end the show.
Their main event night one.
Oh, okay. I didn't see it. I saw the list in no particular order. My
No, they changed
understanding
it
was
this morning.
okay. So I was right though when they thought they were going to start with them. They were going to start with them initially.
They
That
were,
was
but
the
they
call.
changed it. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Main
Well, you know
event.
what? Very quickly, I think both nights look really fun. The way they
Yeah, it's
divided them and separated them and put them all together, It should be a good night of wrestling, everybody. Tomorrow night's the Hall of Fame as well. So there's a lot of going on this weekend in the world of professional wrestling. So after this, I will take my hat off and put my wrestling hat on and be really focused on that. But guys, we have some real good stuff coming up along the way here. So stay tuned. A cool interview should be coming up pretty soon here.
Yeah.
Look out for that. I'm really excited for it. He can shed
Be
some
fun.
light. This individual is going to be able to shed some light on some fights that haven't happened, that should have happened. And, we can talk a little bit about that and a lot more. But guess what? Let's get out of here. Let's get the weekend started here. So everybody have a great, great rest of your week. Be safe this weekend. Whatever you guys plan to do it safely. Have fun. Watch WrestleMania. Listen to Samp&Chance. I don't think there's two better things that you can do with your weekend. All right. On that note, I'm Bobby Sampson. He's Chance Michaels.
The words of the great AC/DC, those that like, subscribe, download the podcast. We salute you.
Yes, sir. We do salute you. And in the words of Ed Whalen, in the meantime and in between time, that's it for Samp&Chance. We are out.